address on the conference theme, Hinduism in Changing Societies. Swami Chinmayananda.
As the minister said, perhaps he exaggerated a little, which is natural because he was looking at the problem from his standpoint, he being a politician. I saw representing religion. I love to look at the same problem from another angle. Is it not politicians entering religion that we have to rise against them and stop them? At least that is what is happening in India. Politician enters the temples and they start organizing and administering the temples. The temple lands have been all given out to the poor people, and no compensation has been given 40 years after independence. Is not then the Mahatmas have to organize and bring them some sense of justice. It's not a one-way track. It's a bridge. Religious masters should never enter politics. And this is a definite order in our Vedas. Here is an example of a Rajaguru. He is not entering into politics. A master, a Mahatma, has no part. When our politician is in the horns of a dilemma, of a political problem, they generally come and consult. Mere consultation. We advise them that what is dharma, what is right. Whether they accept it or not, we don't look back again. If they don't accept, the problems will increase. If they accept, the problem might go. But then in diplomacy, it's not always truth, but sometimes falsehood also wins. That is for the politician to decide, the Kshatriya to decide, not for the Brahmin. The Brahmin gives the advice. He shows the mirror to the world, as ugly as it is. And this is the way to correct it. This is why the problem has risen. We explain to them. Whether they accept it or not, it is no concern of ours, and that is the position of a religious master in India. Examples were given rampant. In all such examples we find that the politics and religion mingled together. Each is allergic to the other. Then what to do? When a politician becomes a religious head, it is dangerous for politics. When a religious man becomes a politician, it is dangerous for religion. It is natural. They should be separate. But the flag of religion is higher than any political party. We stand for truth. We don't stand for the policies that are necessary at that moment for the given problem. We look at the problem from a higher standpoint and we give our advice. This is all that is to be done. Every example that is pointed out, whether it is Iran or Iraq, whether it is Lebanon being burning down, all over the world, whether it is in Punjab, whether it is in my own country or in any other part of the world, it is always politics that has poisoned religion. Religion was always truth. The Bible and the Quran and the Old Testament and the Brahmapada, the Buddhists, they are all there even today. Interpretations and misinterpretations for the man's vulgar tendencies to satisfy, his ambition to satisfy. He perverts them and misuses his the religious emotion. He brings it out and they try to spoil the entire thing. You mean to say that Guru Gobind Singh was politician, was Was not the Islamic rule in India at that time? And all the country was weeping because of that tyranny, that man could no longer stand the sight of it, and he had to rise in revolt against. Is it not true? Yeah, Mahatma Gandhi is so non-violent, but why did he rise against the British? Not he was hating the British, but the British was, sucking away the very wealth of the country and the poverty of the country. Seeing that with tears in his eyes, he rose in revolt against it. Is it not? It's only people with blood in their heart, in their veins, will understand that feeling for the other man. But generally we are so selfish that we don't see the other fellow's troubles, but we want only our own happiness. Religion has to serve mankind, as the used to say. Certainly, it must serve mankind. But man is a changing factor. All of us put together is called the society. There is no society or nation without you. This importance of the individual, only religion gives. Politician doesn't want to give you the power because he is afraid of the janata, the public. You are important. If all of you put together is called the society, the community, the nation, whichever the part of the world. It is the people that make the country. It is not that a country that makes the people. If we are not here, where is a country or a nation? It is the man that is important. All of you put together is called the society. If each one of us is emotionally weak, physically tired, intellectually dull, what is that community going to be? Secular programs cannot improve. Man must be improved. That science of man making is called religion, which may be interpreted and misinterpreted in various ways. Religion is a science of man making. And never was the world ever so much in demand of religion, need of religion, urgently needed is at this moment, because man has broken down into four-legged animals in their behavior. To revitalize it, a religion is necessary. Since religion is to serve the society, just as a doctor has to cure the patient, heal the patient. So the patient's condition may be changing week by week. Therefore, his doctor's prescription also changes. Doctor's prescription changing is not because he is patronizing the medical medicines. No, it is not. He is changing the medicine because the patient is changing. In the same way, society is not the same at all times because each one of us is changing. We are a living organism, every one of you. Our physical need, our emotional expectation, our intellectual demands are changing. Your grandfather's time, he had no such demand as you have physically, emotionally or intellectually. The demands have changed. When large number of people's physical, mental and intellectual demand from life is changed, the entire society has changed. When the society has changed, the religion that holds them all together must also heal. Not break down, but heal. That religion which fails to change generally gets wiped out. It is not that which has been said in the scripture must continuously be followed. The fundamentals must be followed. But the non-essentials in all religion slowly must change according to the need of the society and the country or the community. This has been always happening in India. That is is the reason why we have got this surprisingly long history of Hinduism. The Hindu culture was then, and even today it is with us. All those you old people need not have come into this hall. Why have you come? To understand about Hinduism and the feeling of Hinduism. Where is the Roman culture gone? The Egyptian culture gone? The Greek culture gone? The Macedonian culture gone? All of them were there wonderful, served their society beautifully, but at a certain period of history, when there was a change in the society, the culture could not embrace the new girth in the society. And therefore the society moved out of religion or culture, and the culture got embedded in the growing girth of the community. This happens everywhere. You tie a wire around a tree or a plant, and as the plant grows, the wire will not yield. The tree has to grow. The growth in nature is more dynamic than anything that can obstruct it. In a short time, the wire is swallowed by the very girth of the tree. Cultures thus must yield as there is the demand from the community, and it must change from time to time in the non-essentials, not in the eternal truth. It was dramatized in the life history of Hinduism, and hence the secret of its thousands of years long history. When the Vedic culture was breaking down, the Pauranic culture came up. The Pauranic culture and the Vedic culture were not satisfactory. A great Hindu rose in revolt against the existing inconsistencies. Sri Buddha, Buddhism came. Beautiful. In the 4th century it was the highest picture. Suddenly it started decaying. Nothing is permanent in this world. Whether it's a political history or a cultural history or even religion, nothing is permanent. It started decaying. Thus neither Hinduism nor Buddhism in India. It is at that time, 8th century, Sri Shankara comes. Shankara did revive Hinduism by calling back again to the scriptures this Advaitic philosophy. But that is not the last word upon his revival of Hinduism. It again decayed. Everybody thought that I am God, so I can do anything. A misunderstanding came. Ramanuja in the 11th century. He is not the last. Madhva in the 15th century. He is not the last. After the 16th century onwards, the foreign rules have come in India. Until at last, by 19th century, everybody has become tamasic. Nobody has no vitality, never think anything. They all want everything to be done by the British. In England, in Privy Council, everything must be done. Even whether Venkateshwara must have 3 gopis or 3 gopi, they go to Privy Council. I'm not joking. We became so helpless. It is at that time, that tiger of a Mahatma in Calcutta, he rose up and revolt against all the existing inconsistencies in the country, Sri Vivekananda, and said that your religion you can stop your religion. Now your religion is build hospitals, build schools. Why should you wait for them to do it? You yourself can do it. Come up and do your work. And that revival got the entire healthy team of great independent workers for India, by whose grace today we are free. From time to time, whenever Hinduism was almost going away, when vulgarities have started creeping into the religion and the culture, and the cultural breakup has come, and people have become disintegrated in the community, there was a real vitality in Hinduism, Hindu culture, that they threw up a great master who revived. Not only Vyasa, there was afterwards Buddha, there afterwards Rama, Shankaracharya, Ramanuja, Madhva, Vivekananda, great masters at that time was wrote. Today the situation is not for one master. The fall is so bad and it becomes so corrupt that we need an organization, not an individual. Hence the popularity, a quick popularity. Within 10 years, see the amount of power and strength and faith has come on Vishwa Hindu Parishad. An organization is necessary, not an individual. It's a large problem. Because the problem is not geographically within India, because Indians have started going around the world in large numbers. They are all over the world spread. So the problem of a Hindu society is all over the world spread. An individual is not sufficient to inspire them all. It must be an organization. And we have got the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Under the aegis of it, you are all come together. Now we must learn how to not only come together. Come together is the beginning of integration. It is necessary. At certain periods of time, or once in a year at least, all of you come together and shoulder to shoulder and know each other. It is one method. It's a beginning. Thereafterwards, we must learn to sit down and discuss about our problems. This is called emotional integration. That also is not sufficient. After that, you have evolved your problems and the various solutions that might be useful. We must all learn to shoulder to work at it. It is only in the field of cooperative endeavor, work, that we can really mingle together and become one integrated mighty power of the people of the same aspiration, the same goal, and the same readiness to make the necessary sacrifice to reach the goal. Meeting together is necessary, but that's only the beginning. Now when you are mingling in the various symposia, in various seminars and rooms, various discussing the various problems of India or Hindus, then you will be mingling your emotion. Your thoughts are sent therein and you will be more integrated. And as the President said, it must be a consensus. It is not that you are to win a point. It is not to argue and get my point fixed up, but learn the art of give and take, then give the other man a chance to express himself. And if you have got the ability, show them the weakness of it, probably. Because no individual can think of a problem from all sides. And a community, a problem of a community, or the problems of a community must be looked at from all sides. So such conferences wherein large number of thinkers come together and on a single problem they think about it, they will be able to probably look at the problem from all angles possible and then come to a solution. And these solutions on the last day we shall make it into resolutions. And when you go back to your own places, we must be also ready to continuously work in order to fulfill those resolutions. In that way, now and then to meet is a method of making us conscious of this great endeavor that we are doing of developing and coming up ourselves, pulling ourselves by our own shoestrings, as it were, from the depth of degradity into which we seem to have slipped and fallen down, back again into the brilliant way of living, the way of the Hindu way of life. In such an attempt, when we are thinking of the various problems, there are 7 or 8 seminars have been organized. The themes are beautiful. Wonderful people have been called from all parts of the world who have got an authority to talk about the subject are also coming. Let them give a lead talk. That doesn't mean that you must be seduced by their opinion. They are only just lending you the direction of a thought. Thereafterwards, we sit down together and learn to discuss among them. This is necessary for democracy. Democracy is by discussion that we come to, not not that one fanatic man or a leader says, thou shalt, and you've got to obey it. That is not the matter. Everybody must give out his opinion, and though your opinion may be acceptable or not acceptable, once it has been decided and the resolution has been passed, everybody sings their differences and forget what they stood for and try to put their shoulders together and work it out. It is necessary, my friends. Intellectually, we are not second to anyone in the world. We have achieved great things for all the nations or wherever we are working. But unfortunately, we have not, cohesiveness has not come. Somehow we have disintegrated. Each one thinks only in terms of his own personal comfort and income. I and my wife. This is the goal of life. No. I and my wife will have no existence without the strength of the nation. In any foreign country, you must have felt it, that you as an Indian has no place at all. Why? They know, the politician there knows that behind this fool, nobody except his wife. And who cares for his wife? You see, on the other hand, he is an Israeli man, a German, a French man. You know, the government thinks about it. Hey, because behind him is again the political strength, and all of them will be supporting that single individual's rights. In India, it is not so. Why? That integrity has not come. We will have to develop it. This is not only outside India, this is also the condition in India. We are 82% majority, and yet we are being used as a doormat. Nobody cares for us, including the government. Why? Because you have no unity among ourselves. This is to be revived, and that is the main work that we are now engaged in Vishwa Parishad. We are trying our level best to bring them together, and hence the various Ratha Yatra, etc., to bring them together. Now to make them to think together and feel that we are all one. It takes time, because to fall in a cultural fall is easy. To rise up from that is a difficult program. We have done it in the past. It is not a helpless, hopeless case, but we will do it again. But you know that to fall is easy, but to rise up is not so easy. We have to push it up. It is not overnight. It is not a 5-year plan. It is a long-term plan. But then the good start has been already taken, and Vishwa Parishad can very well claim that within the last 10 years, they have done a glorious work around the world. And it is under the aegis of that organization that this wondrous conference also has started. Make use of the time. Be serious about what you are discussing in the various sectors or various sections. Put your entire mind and bring out the entire salient factors. Bring out your difficulties in your own country or your own place of work. What you have observed there, what you are living through, and what are your solutions for your own problems. And thus we will analyze them, collect them together, and form into a resolutions, and these resolutions we shall pass, and shall see that we work it up conscientiously, sincerely, dedicatedly. So that by the time next week we meet together in the Pacific area, next conference, maybe after 2 years, because you have to be given time, not 1 year, but 2 years' time to work it out, and then when we come up, there shall be reports of what we have done ourselves. This is to be done by ourselves. Nobody else is going to help us. It is a cultural revival. It is not merely political. Political situations and remedies are only temporary. They are always thinking in terms of next 5 years, because next election, but that is all. Everywhere around the world, next election, how can I get more vote, by what method? But the statesman looks 20 years ahead. And a cultural edification or cultural development will look at 500 years ahead. So that cultural development. I mean, it is enormously, it's taking place in large strides in India. So too in various other parts like Europe, yes, Germany and America. I've been watching all these places. There the progress is very, very satisfactory. This portion or this area, we are for the first time joining together. So I wanted to tell you what is happening in other parts of the country or the world. And here also we must put forth all our effort and let us come out together. It is a question of you lifting yourself by your own shoestrings. Nobody else is going to help. It is an individual unfold. It's a new vision of life. See that? Our respected guest had to, the Honorable Minister had to explain to you that there is only one God. All our scriptures are screaming about the one God of whom the various names are given. That 3,000th name. You remember? 2,999 names are accounted for, but the last name is not accounted for. Is it not about you also? People call you as son. Don't they call you brother? Don't others call you as husband? Don't your children call you father? All these for who? You. And what is your name? Hey, I am the son of my father. I have no name, but I am being called as my son says my father, my husband says my wife, my brother says my brother, my father says my children. These are all different names that I have got. But who? Who has all these names? The minister. Who? Rajaratnam. Who? Rajaratnam is a name. Who has got the name? Who has got the status of the minister? Who is he? That is not a question. Who is God? 299 names. Each name is one of his facilities or faculties or in his actions in the field. He has got different names. Omnipotent, omniscient. I am telling you some everything, everybody knows it. He is the Lord of the universe. Who? Hey, the omniscient. Who is omniscient? Hey, he is omnipotent. Omnipotent is another adjective. Omnisciency, omnipotency, supremacy in the world, these are all adjectives. Who? We never ask that question. The collector, the commissioner of police. Who? Commissioner of police. Commissioner of police is temporary job until the government elects him, or else he can be pushed out anyway, isn't it? Thereafter he becomes ex-commissioner of police. He is no more police. That is a status given to him according to a chair that is occupying and certain functions he is doing in the society. But who is he? There must be a person who has got that property. Similarly, what is it that which has got the properties of omnipotency, omnisciency, supremacy over the whole world, the Lord of the universe? Who? That who, he said, it has no name. Sashri Akal. The Sardardis would say that in Guru Nanak says Satta Shri, it is purity, it is existence. Shri, it is all auspiciousness. Akal, timeless. Therefore no name can be given. It is your own true nature. Wake up to that state of divine consciousness and be a God upon the earth. You cannot say, who are you to anybody? You ask me in the airplane or in the bus stop or anywhere, who are you? I will say Swami. Swami Chinmayan is my name. Where are you? From Bombay. Oh, I see. And what do you do? Generally talk on Gita. Oh, I see. But he has not known who I am. He only knows my status as a Swami. I'm not a Grihastha. I'm not a married man. I am a Swami. And what is my name? Chinmayananda. Who gave you? My Guru gave me. Why? Accidental. He could have given me anything isn't it? Think, he gave me this name and I am carrying that name. But who is the person who has got that name? The name is not the person has got the name. Who is the person? The person is something other than the name. Similarly, 2,900 names. But the Lord, about whom this 2,900 names, is something other than His name. And through these days when I contemplate upon them, I awake into that state of consciousness. And that is why the last name was kept away from mankind, because it is not, man can understand it with his intellect, it is beyond the intellect, he can only become, it is his nature. Anyway, so that religion is not the cause of wars. Religion polluted by political ambition, man's vulgarity, man's hunger for power and possession and status. It is that distorts the religion. Religion is only talking of how we are all really one, expressing different. In the outside as an expression, we are many. How many bulbs are burning in this hall? But is not that current one? Is that Singapore current is different from Malaysian current, or Malaysian current different from Indian current? Electricity is the same around the world, whether it's communist or socialist or capitalist. It's a developing nation, or underdeveloped nation, or never developing nation. Electricity is one. Similarly, Narayana is one. The Lord is one. Express it differently by different masters in different periods of time. He explained it in different ways to suit the listeners who were there in front of him at that time. Thereby, don't say that religion is not a science. Medicine is a science. Why? It's a medical science. Good. But healing is not. See? And when I've got fever, I go to one doctor, he gives me one medicine. Another doctor, another medicine. What science is this? Even that medicine, after 3 days, he changes the medicine. I have not changed. My temperature is the same. Why is he changing it? Oh, the present condition needs a little change. Little change means again purchase more medicines. Isn't it? If I have got 2 children and both of them have got fever, have you ever taken to the doctor? They will give you 2 prescriptions. You say that, Bhaiya, both are my children. Both have got fever. Yes, get 2 different medicines. Is this a science or a looting? It is science. Each patient is to be evaluated differently. In the same way, each masters, wherever they came, geographical area, according to the type of people who came around him, he has to tone down to communicate the religion to them. But all of them are true, because if you live up to it, you enter into this higher state of consciousness. Religion is one, God is one, but expressions are different. It has to be so because of the very nature that it is a prescription for the individual to cure his own mental aberrations and wake up into a higher sense of consciousness, a better nobility in his behavior in the world outside, his capacity to keep the right relationship in the world of things and beings around, to make him a stalwart person, courageous to face all his challenges and problems in the world with a half an inch smile all the time. Joy or sorrow, success or failure. And this was the stamp of Hinduism. Or the entire history screams about it. That when we were the highest, richest country, we are in the same balanced personality. When we are poorest as today, still balanced people. That balance, inner balance, can come only with the recognition of this higher state of consciousness. This is the glory of your culture, which is the one prescription for the modern world anywhere in the world. Let them borrow it from us and incorporate it in their religion. It doesn't matter. Man to improve, to remake man and to make a better person in the world outside. This science is very helpful, which is being poisoned, misused, abused by political ambition, fanatical faith and belief. Rise above all these and reach out that one supreme reality. During your discussions, remember always this. Forgive the other man. Rise above all prejudices and try to find out the solutions for the various innumerable problems that man is facing today and we the Hindus as a community is facing today. Thank you.